I think that was pretty perfect. I mean, I know you guys didn't know on Sunday that we were live, but I think that was good.
I don't have Twitch going on right now, so I can't follow along.
Um,
It'd be hard. It'd be hard to do on my phone.
yeah, it was kind of comical. I actually went back and watched Sunday's episode, even though it was 8 fucking hours long.
Oh yeah.
I skipped the intermissions and stuff like that, and of course I watch it in double speed. But I just
Yeah.
had it on in the background over the past couple days, and to go back and just watch yourself, you feel cringe, but to watch everybody else is funny. Like I don't know, it's
Oh
good
yeah.
stuff. I don't know if you've ever gone back and watched. I think everybody will always feel a little cringe when they
I
hear
was,
and see themselves on
what I was gonna
camera.
say.
Oh,
It's always that
definitely.
like, oh my god, I hate hearing recordings of my own voice
Yeah.
and such.
You
Yeah.
cannot
That's
help
the
it.
same.
Yeah. But no, to go back and watch everybody's reactions, to watch. Uh, so I'm gonna throw it out there. Oh, I guess welcome to Echo Chamber, the session in between sessions. We should probably go through the intro. Uh, uh, this week we'll be talking about previous Sunday night episode and some stats from the past couple as well. And I think the main thing in my mind for this session is the fact that Griswold was able to restrain himself barely and actually pulled off some battle strategy. I thought that was pretty impressive of Griswold slash Evan, and I was pretty excited about it. There were a few times where I was really hoping he would. At the same time, not confident.
You know what? I have to admit, I think Evan did better than I was. I was the one super chomping at the bit.
For sure, I watched that.
'Cause
You're
I
like
couldn't
a
do.
giant in my
Yeah,
way, a giant in my way.
the fucking giant in my way.
Everybody back up. There's a giant in my way. Yeah, I could for sure hear it.
And I
But
was like, and the thing is I understand he's trying to block it and everything, block the bridge and everything else. But I was like, oh man, come on,
well,
Evan, just back up like one step. I was waiting just one step just so I could get in front of him. That's all I needed was one space.
so
It's
we'll
like,
start there.
fuck.
We'll start there. So I think, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his fear was if he wasn't in the front of the pack, the giant wouldn't be throwing the boulder at him. It would have thrown it at
Yeah,
one of you guys. And so, like, you could go six of one, half dozen the other. You could all rotate through that spot. I get that. At the
yeah,
same time, he can't move back after he's already moved. So it just really depends on turn order. If he's right before,
yeah, yeah.
that could be bad. I don't know. I don't even
I
know.
don't know. All I needed was one step back. That's all I needed him was one
Yeah.
step back.
I
But
don't know.
it was
It's hard to
it
say
worked
what
out.
would have happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Siddle, what about you? Were you back there? I mean, you're pretty ranged. So for you, I don't. And
I
Althea,
was gonna
like it was
say,
like, okay, this is the best fight ever.
I've got a cantrip that'll do fucking damage at 120 feet. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can sit on the shore of this thing, be clear of the skeletons, and just take pot shots at the frost giant zombies. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost. I wish Garrett was on, and if he jumps on later, we'll have to talk about it a little bit. But I don't know if he thought that strategy was gonna go that way, and I'd like to hear his side of, like, crap, they actually did a strategy. What the hell am
Yeah,
I
I
gonna
know.
do?
It all didn't run in.
Yeah.
wondering
But
too how much he'll divulge since we're really only through phase one of that fight, right? You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna divulge too much, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
either.
blame him. I probably wouldn't either.
No, no. That's why I did the stats that way. I figured, you know what? I'm just going to do a phase one for last session and then a phase two, as opposed to trying to do one big uh, uh, session or whatever, what have you. So I was like, you know what? I'll just put these in.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciated getting those Monday afternoon and being like, "Hey guys, check this out!" Like I was
I
excited.
did that. I did that Sunday night. I was like, I was amped.
I didn't see it till Monday, but
Yeah,
you
no, I
definitely
didn't.
appreciated it.
I didn't. I don't think I sent the message out till Monday though.
Yeah. So let's talk about probably the second biggest thing was the possibility it could be the Siddle Society.
Man,
I think it was Keegan that brought that up, and I was like, mind blown. That's good.
Well,
I hope it's
he brought it up the same time that I was thinking it. Oh wow. Well, maybe the Siddle Society. Maybe like Siddle was like a mob boss or something like that, and they
that's
finally got tired of him, and they offed him off. And I had this big scenario in my head, like within like a millisecond, I had this scenario in my head about Siddle and being a
oh,
former like boss, and they offed him off, and I'm like, holy crap.
that's exactly where my mind went and fucking like wrote that shit to tape immediately. Like that was
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
archive. This is the goddamn story. It was I was a mob boss. Someone didn't like how I was doing it. It was a hostile takeover, whatever, and
yeah.
it's like shit. How do I reconcile with this? Because this is just a bombshell of a past of heinous evil shit that I do, and now I'm am I the cause of the Giants bullshit, or what am I doing? And I was really happy when it's like, oh no, this is the Kraken Society. Like, oh thank fuck.
Yeah, right.
yeah. So let's talk about how we think other group members would have taken it. I think honestly, Werl could have been cool with it. He'd been like, "That's cool. You think we can get back in power?" Like,
Yeah, yeah, right.
uh, how do you think Grizz would have taken it? Let's drop that one. Erica, I'll let you take that one.
I don't know. I don't think he would have. I don't know.
I think.
Huh.
All right, so I don't want to jump at it. I'll let Siddle Rusty take his stab at it, what he thinks, and then I'll give you my take as well.
I I think that Evan would have thought it was cool, but I think that as soon as it clicked for this character, that it would have been a good amount of animosity within the party. And that was kind of my biggest thing is, so my alignment on paper anyway is chaotic good. I probably play that a little bit more towards neutral good, but I'm thinking I jumped from the evil line way the hell up,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know that that Griswold could deal with a change in alignment like that.
So I kind of take the other side to it because I see Griswold as yes, this vengeance, but at the same time, like he's accepting of what you've become. You know what I mean? I think that honestly,
That's fair.
he would be like, well, the good that you've done is never going to outweigh your past. However, you should continue down the path, and as long as you continue down the path of good, I'm on your side.
Right, right.
Yeah, okay.
So
I can definitely see that.
I think even if that were the thing, I think honestly, as a group, we would have collectively um, kept you in. We would have embraced you. Now, if you had turned to the dark side, you're dead. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Griswold would have grabbed you and misty stepped somewhere to drop you.
yeah, yeah. And I don't have a lot of HP, so
So you bring up alignments and so I had a question. Something happened. We at the end of the little the C-shaped ring of fire that we went through. We had the people tied up. We had four of them tied up. We were interrogating the one that was still conscious, and Warwick's like, I go over and slit his throat. It's like, what the hell? So I don't know. I started thinking about it as Carl, not Amrook, because Amrook was like, "Dude, you're a jerk," but whatever. But Carl started thinking about it, and I was like, wouldn't that be more of an evil move? So his alignment is chaotic neutral. So a neutral would imply, you're not evil, you're not going to kill
Right.
unwarrantedly, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And the chaotic is kind of like I like to cause a little chaos has nothing to do with the well, has mostly nothing to do with the killing part, right? Or am I
Well,
completely off? Because I don't fully understand the that stuff. I know it's kind of like a starting point, and then your character grows from there, but I still
I
don't
think it's
fully.
all about the path from point A to point B, where point A is, where you're at, point B is the goal, and if your goal is, ultimately good, then that's where the lawful, neutral, chaotic comes in. Is chaotic is you don't really fucking care how you get there, but your goal is still a righteous one or whatever you want to call it. And lawful is, okay, we've got to go by the book, we've got to go this, there's no bending of the rules.
right,
Where
right.
chaotic is rules be damned, unless
Yeah.
it's going to cause mass amounts of collateral damage, I don't give a shit what I have to do to get there.
Hmm.
Fuck your
Okay.
roles.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the former follows the rules, and the latter kind of follows your ethics, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
In in a loose sort of way, chaotic lawful versus chaos could also imply your ethics too. I guess in a roundabout way, it's like I don't know how to explain. Kind of like how close do you follow your moral code sort of thing, you know?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I guess ultimately you as a group, you don't have to follow all of that as to a T, but it's just
Right.
something I thought of. And another point was brought up with that same circumstance is what if you do slit a person's throat? Like it's going to take them, a good 30 seconds, whatever, to bleed out. Do you have the opportunity after you slit a person's throat to cast some sort of healing or health potion or anything like that to heal that wound and save their life? What do you guys think about that?
I think it,
I think it depends on the situation.
yeah.
That would be a DM call at that point, that situation, that point in time.
And I know that, so speaking of DM, I know that Garrett had mentioned that he was keeping track of our actions. And if he saw that someone needed to have their alignment reassigned, that he would do so.
Mm,
This is going a while back, but I'm assuming he's
Hmm.
probably still doing it.
yeah. I think that was in the midst of Xantharl's keep, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have been even longer ago than that, but yeah.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Because my thoughts with these guys were, you know, I have my alignment of, chaotic good, but I think in these situations maybe chaotic neutral a little bit more so because these guys sent me to my death. Fuck them.
Or
Yeah, yeah,
do you rationalize it as the world's better off without these guys? You know what I mean? And that is good. So I think
yeah,
there is a little wiggle room.
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's how can I put it? It's uh, it's Green Arrow versus Punisher sort of thing. You know,
Hmm.
it's kind of a fine line of social justice to like I said, it's a very slippery slope of fine line situation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe a Batman Punisher. I get you. Okay,
Yeah,
Batman's not going to kill Punisher. Sees it as good because he's getting rid of the scum. Yeah, I get that.
right, right, right.
All right. Next question. So I thought of this as boulders were flying. There was one point in which, as we already talked about, the bridge was a little clustered, right? As Amrook tried to analyze what was going on and figure out the plan of action for there. But boulders were being thrown over the head, and at one point it was like an 18, and it missed Griswold, and there were two people right behind them. right behind him. And now Garrett fully stated that there was enough that those people were to be able to get out. They were able to get out of the way, but it kind of triggered in my head. Well, should there be a dex save involved in that to see if they could get out of the way? And I didn't know if there was any rules on that, or if like that would be like a homebrew thing, or how that would work, because that's not your initial target, right? But since he dodged it, those people behind him might get hit.
Yeah, that's a possibility. You have to be careful going crazy with stuff like that, because then you become waylaid with too many rolls on,
That's
you
true.
know, area effect, like arrow, like anytime Orion and Ashley, fire an arrow and they miss, uh, then it becomes, okay, well, do you miss 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then that just kind of, it's kind of a fun idea at first, but then the next thing you know, it's slowing the game down.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that too, for sure. So it's one of those things you could sprinkle in there, but don't
Yeah,
overuse it. I get you.
yeah.
I like that. Okay. We also got to hear about. We met one of the five captains. We met the great captain. Had some great jokes about him. Uh, along with I think he was carrying a great sword, right? Or was it a great axe?
It's definitely a great axe.
Uh, sorry, couldn't help myself. And we learned about the other captains, Rainy, uh, Griffin, Banud. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Mathay, something like that.
I think that was
Garrett,
it.
I'm sorry if I
Yeah.
mispronounced those, but that's what we're going with. I originally so something about the captains that I thought was interesting was that they actually have previous involvement with the Kraken Society. What do we do at that point? I mean, I like the two birds, one stone, because now we can tell them, hey, Riffin was in with the Kraken Society, and that's why their ships are making it. So we can
Right.
tell great that, but I mean, now we may have pissed off the Riffins, and I don't know. I don't know. That. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I for some silly odd reason, I don't know how or why, but I think somehow, I don't know if the ship captains, whatever they're called, and the crack, I don't know. I have this sneaky suspicion. Maybe call me a Carl with my tinfoil hat here, but I don't know. I have a feeling like one of these people are behind, have something to do with the Giants, but I don't know what.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wonder if the what was it the what were the ones Riffin were the ones that were rapidly gaining ground, are having fewer issues, So there's I kind of have two schools of thought is, you know, perhaps the Kraken Society have like an actual fucking Kraken on their side, or perhaps you know, they've made an alliance with the Giants. They're promising them, hey, you can have the whole damn world, if you help us out, whatever.
Hmm.
Basically, just a quick way to make a buck, quick way to be successful in business without any, you know, sight on
I,
what the future may hold for that.
you know, Russ, you just kind of made a point. I was and it just kind of, dawned on me. Maybe they do have, is the quote unquote Kraken Society. Maybe we do need to go out to sea, because I mean that's where the storm giants are at, and maybe there's something there. I don't know. That's it. The other thing that I am dawning on realizing is I at first thought that all the giants were kind of I don't know, let's say working together,
Hmm.
but I didn't. I mean, I've always known, as Eric, I've known, not all the giants always get along. They all kind of have their pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I had this thought in my mind that the fire giants and the ice giants were all kind of in the we're kind of trying to work together, but that does definitely not seem to be the case.
Agreed.
Yeah, I
Especially
mean, I
after
almost
we talked to the frost giant and he kind of laughed at the fire giants and the Vonendod.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have
So
rather
so
than
now I'm starting to think of maybe we just need to take each group separately. Like I think we got the hill giants out of the way, right?
Well, we only
yeah.
got
Um,
one clan of the hill giants, right? And I mean, did we really get them? I don't know.
I
I
mean, we
think
were
Go
we
was kind
published the
of
shit out of
the.
that one.
Oh, sorry, Rusty.
What'd you
Go
say?
Sorry,
ahead.
I was just making a quick crack that we Banana Republic the shit out of that one.
You could say that.
I, but I think it's like any of the other the other giant clans though. There seems to be one, I don't know, supreme leader, if you will,
Yeah.
and and
Okay.
I'm kind of assuming Ga was that for the hill giants.
Okay. I don't know. I just didn't know how that worked
Yeah,
because, like, it was her clan that, you know, kicked all the women out. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I think we need to find out who the other clan leaders are, and then go from
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, agreed.
Hmm. And it was the Storm Giant's king that was killed. So that might have been like their clan leader. So they might not have one at this time then.
And was he really killed?
That's a good
Um,
point.
true.
We don't know that, do we? I mean, do we know that?
I mean, the it was the Lord's Alliance that told us that, wasn't it?
Okay, that's what it was.
Did they
Because
say he
they
was
were
dead,
being
or was he just
blamed for it.
overthrown or something?
They were being blamed for his death, was what was said.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, side note, I still don't know if I trust the Lord's Alliance.
I mean, you trust them probably just as much as any other cult there. So even if we were with the Harpers, or I think there are like five different sects, we'll call them, uh, within that realm. So
Yeah, there's the Lord Alliance. There's the Emerald Enclave.
yeah, we've heard about that one
There's
from the priestess that
there's a
was.
another, the Emerald Enclave is kind of a druidic group. There's another one, and I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of like the Lord's Alliance, but they're more. I think they're like a bunch of knights or something like that. I can't remember what they're called. Then there's the Harpers,
Yeah.
and then
So
there's the Zents, and then there's the Zents, and they're the ones that are kind of like the black market.
Hmm.
The other ones all have like good for all for all sense of purposes, have good intentions, but sometimes good intentions are not uh, what you're exactly
altruistic.
looking for.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. In my opinion, with the Lord's Alliance, I think we can trust them uh, to a decent extent. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they like Eric said, they have good intentions, but it's not altruistic. And if it came to a point between us and the decision that they felt they needed to make, they would go with their decision. So
Yeah, yeah.
trust them
And
to a point.
my thought too is, just because. So how much time has passed in game since we started this campaign?
Oh, probably about 4 or 5 months now.
So basically, my thought
Yeah.
too is that Siddle has very little recognition or recollection of anything that happened more than 4 or 5 months ago.
I think as soon
So
as
it's
you meet Narcissa or Narissa or whatever her name is, I think you're gonna get a flash of white pain and your memories are coming back, buddy.
That'd be
that's
awesome.
that's my thought too. But it's, well, shit. Who can I trust? Because I'm, fresh and new in
Yeah.
this role for all intents and purposes.
That's a good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, basically all we know is Griswold's joined the cult, and we have a little bit of faith in Griswold, and so we will trust him. And I think that for most of our characters, we'll trust him to a point, but
Yeah,
that's about as much as they're going to get from us.
yeah.
But they've definitely come in handy.
Mhm.
For sure, they
Oh,
bailed us out.
with the
Yeah.
Xandar's debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely played a get out of jail free card with them there. I
Yeah.
don't think
Hmm.
we have many of those in our back pocket though, so hopefully
Yeah.
we learned a lesson from it.
Yeah.
True. True.
And then so I mentioned Narcissa. I wanted to talk about her a little bit. Eric, you had a theory in game that she was possibly a vampire. Tell me about this.
I'm thinking. Well, I'm definitely thinking of undead of some sort. Maybe not a vampire. Maybe even more. Maybe she's a lich. I don't know. I don't
Fucking
know.
Rod's exiled sister.
Yeah, really.
God damn it.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. When someone says stuff like that, more powerful and uh, what was the other term? But I don't know. My mind went right away to very powerful undead, which is either vampire or lich. If it's lich, or actually, honestly, if it's either one, vampire, we might survive. A lich, oh, that could be brutal.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I just wanted to hear about it because I like how I'm the one with the tinfoil hat, but you guys are the ones throwing out the Siddle Society, the vampire, some other ones that have gone around. So I think
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
You're
slowly
rubbing off.
infecting you guys. Exactly.
You're rubbing off.
Rusty, you got any theories out there that you haven't brought to us yet? Come on.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. I
All
think
right.
I'm just
Next
excited to get in there and
Tuesday,
find out.
I want to hear some Siddle theories. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
And I think we're ready to go on to the next segment, unless you guys have something.
No, that's all I've got.
All right, then
But
let's go
I'm
on.
overkidding myself thinking I was big bad.
Uh, I mean, we still don't know for sure that you're not. Wait a second.
That's
It's
true.
fair.
That's
It's
true.
fair.
We know that
All right.
it wasn't the Siddle Society. We don't necessarily know you're not the big bad. All right, with that, there it is.
Stats
We're gonna
check.
stats chat. We're gonna jump into stats chat. Well, I figured we'll do stats chat and then we will look at the magical Excel sheet of magic items afterwards. I don't know if that's what we should call it. That didn't quite roll off the tongue, but
Doesn't
we'll
have
think about
nearly as much ring as I thought it did.
it. Magical Excel sheet of magic items. I like it in theory, but it's a mouthful. And
You know what? Maybe we should start. Maybe we should call it. I don't. You know how like all the D&D books, like they're referenced famous D&D characters like Mordenkainen and Tasha's.
hmm
Maybe it's Siddle's list of magic items.
Siddle's Guide to Magic.
Yeah, there we go.
I like it.
Oh,
Or magical artifacts.
that's exactly
Oh,
what I was just gonna say. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Siddle's Compendium of Magical Artifacts.
I like it.
I'm changing the name of the Excel workbook right now.
All right. let's jump into stats. I want to jump into the funnel chart first. There was a lot of stats going on, so I'm going to go through it quick. But the funnel chart, I can't help but notice Siddle is just pulling away with that damage. Like we look at this past week, 203, 200 damage in one session. Pretty freaking awesome. If we jump over to the all encounters, that means he has pulled away. He was only what, like 14, 17, something like that, ahead of Amrook. Wait, something's broken. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Did you get? Do you see
I
that?
didn't do anything.
Did you see that though?
No, I
Amrook
think.
is at 17. Oh, okay. Hold on. Attacking. That wasn't checked for some reason.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. Now we got it. Okay. So
Oh,
that
you know
means
what? I think I was looking in there the other day, and I probably had that. Yeah.
no worries, because we're going to look at that being attacked by next. So you can see
Yeah.
that Siddle has now pulled away from his 17-point lead to now quite the lead. And you can see Amrook's only doing 90% of his damage at this point. Let's jump back to previous encounter, and let's look at that being attacked by. I'm going to call the DM out here. Only 22 points of damage to the party with both encounters.
And
I'm
and that was to a dog and to a squirrel.
a dog, a dog, a squirrel, and I don't even remember how Amrook got hit. Oh, he got jabbed with a dagger
So jabbed. Yeah, you got jabbed with the dagger.
while he was standing in the middle of flames. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not necessarily begging for a TPK, but I have a feeling the next fight or the next two fights will not be this same. So take a screenshot of this because we will not see this again next time.
Dude,
That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
hoping this is. I meant to say this earlier. I'm hoping this turns into like a nice little dungeon crawl because we haven't had, like, we've had the one that we got to the dragon,
Hmm.
but we
Yeah.
haven't really had an extensive dungeon crawl
No, we haven't.
since Wave Echo Cave.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that little one, but I
Yeah.
mean, in Garrett's defense, we did spend more time than expected
Yeah.
in Grudhog. So,
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
um, sorry, I can't help myself. One other thing I noticed, I wanted to go to this. So, the one of your newer spells, Siddle, is actually now your second highest damage. So we have still Fireball coming in first as the most damage for you. And if we select you, we can see that, it's 16, whereas that's 15% of your damage. So Wall of Fire now doing, and I think you've used it, what, twice?
Yeah, I was gonna say twice, maybe 3 times, but I don't think so.
I mean, that just shows you the power of that spell. I really like Wall of Fire. I think it's
Yeah.
good for,
Wildfire's a good.
I mean, it was perfect for that funnel that we did. I mean, I don't
It's
think I don't
it's
think Garrett expected that.
it's a 2-in-1 spell. It's crowd control and damage.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think I like that one personally more than Fireball because of the crowd control.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I'm excited to test that out in a dungeon.
so
Yeah.
so I got a quick question with Metamagic. Could you make that Wall of Fire ice damage?
Yes, I could.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Or
Yeah.
poison, or yeah. No, that's pretty cool. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. That'll be that'll make me fear fire giants much less because I'm pretty
Yeah.
fire heavy on my spells,
Uh,
and
I actually fear frost giants more because in their rage, Giant Slayer and me don't do that well. You know what I mean?
true.
Whereas you're
Yeah.
doing full damage.
Yeah.
I mean, not the metagame, but not all giants uh
Get
have
rage.
rage. Yeah, that was a.
Yeah, I figured that was a little
I
bit homebrew, but at the same time, you never know if he's going to continue with that in this story. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. I don't know if it was homebrew or if it's just part of the Storm King's um,
Thunder.
advancement of the giants.
Yeah, maybe. I'll throw out there. This one goes out to Eric. Pointed this out last week. Frost Giants now taking the lead as the things that we've done the most damage to. So creature, we've done 565 damage to Frost Giants alone over 2 encounters. And
We
then
only killed 2 of them.
yeah, and Bugbears, on the other hand, we've done 439 damage for the past 2 years. So, I mean, maybe not. Some of that damage might be skewed because we started stats late, but at the same time, it's still a big difference.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then I mean, if you go down the line, like the bandit mages and stuff like that, that's stuff that we've seen more of than frost giants, and we've done 37 damage to them. So it's just pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like those funnel charts, the way they show you. Siddle, your average damage is steadily rising. I'd like to put a trend chart out there to show you, like, as your character grows, how your damage rises and falls, and it's pretty cool. I guess that's similar to the fighting style, but that's more focused on the hits per damage. But it's the same principle, and Siddle's average damage is getting up there to his total damage. So I I cannot wait to see what you can do later on. You mentioned in the past session you still have a couple spells you have yet to use, so I can't wait to see what's in that spell book.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to break some of this stuff out.
Well, maybe a little ice storm. I don't know.
You know,
Ooh.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, I've also noticed, so I mentioned, we've only had 22 points this previous session of damage taken, but at the same time, I don't know if it's because we're taking less damage because we're smarter or what's going on. There seems to be a slowdown in the amount of healing that's being done too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I,
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to pinpoint some of those trends and stuff because the battles are so different sometimes. But I just like to watch the numbers change. Another number that's changed, and you and I talked about this a little bit, was Griswold's hit percentage has gone up a little bit, right? By 1% from his Flameforge.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we look at, because I did this just this past session. He had 75% this past session. And then if you go to like some of those earlier ones, I'm trying to think. No, that wasn't it. I forget which one it was. It was that one. As we were running away and stuff, it just drops pretty low
Hmm.
in comparison. It's just pretty crazy to watch that type of stuff. And I think Magic Missile may be that 1% for him.
Yeah. I think definitely.
Yeah.
I
Now that he
mean,
knows how to use it, I can't wait for that as well. And you can't help but look at his dodge percent. 65%, like, yeah, it doesn't sound like much, but then when you go to like my character is a 33% dodge rate. So I
yeah.
literally have less than half of his dodge percentage. And I don't know if that's his AC or if it's karma for him missing all of his hits or how that works, but uh, he has a crazy ass dodge percentage, and that goes
Yeah.
back to him sitting in the middle of the bridge. I think that's probably what was going through his head. I have to stand here and take
Yeah.
on those boulders.
Yeah. I mean, here is the thing. Yeah, we've taken on some frost giants. We've taken on some fire giants. Probably lower level than we really should be. Um, but one good round from Garrett, and you're talking probably a TPK.
Right, that's true, and those are those storytelling dice. So I mean, if it
Yeah,
happens, it happens. But
exactly.
we're we're
Exactly.
we're treading on fate, so to
Yeah,
speak.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um,
and I kind of think we've been I don't know, testing that fate a little bit. Maybe I think one of these battles is not going to work out as well for us, and we're going to be finally be like, okay, these guys are tough as shit, and we just got our asses handed to us.
I mean, that was kind of Groundhog for us, right? Like
Yeah.
we went in there thinking, oh, we just go in there and do our thing, and we were like, fuck, we gotta get out of here.
I, I'm I'm hoping this isn't turning into that. You know what I mean? This
If
current situation.
yeah, if it is, I don't know. Still sorry about your memory. We might have to come back later.
Yeah, that thought has definitely crossed my mind, though.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to point out for Grizz is so just looking at like Siddle, Grizz actually has a higher hit percent than Siddle. You know what I mean? And I know Siddle, you have 105 attacks, and Griswold's is a lot lower, but it's still pretty crazy to me. And then the dodge percentage, 80 times attacked versus 17 times attacked. That one was pretty crazy to me. You know,
So
be,
the
Go
thinking
ahead.
about Citadel though is to take into consideration there is um the way I'm keeping that stat is for area effect. If a enemy makes his saving throw, I consider that a miss, even though it's still doing damage. So one round, Citadel could target 5 creatures, and 3 of them make their saving throw. And it looks like he missed 3 times. So
Right.
that's where that might be a little might look a little skewed, but it's not really.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that
Okay.
105 total number of attacks then is if I dropped a fireball and there were 6 people in it, that counts as 6 attacks.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but though,
Got it.
yeah, that's 6 attacks. But how many of them make their saving throw is how many misses.
Yeah, and we can see that here because I selected
Yeah,
fireball, and we're looking at 28 caught in your fireball with 10 of them not getting hit. How does that work for fireball? Because they take half damage.
they take half damage.
So you
I
count that as a
consider that.
miss.
No, it's yeah. I consider that a miss. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Got it.
Um, 8 of your kills going to fireball, though. I just do see that. I thought that was funny. But this number on the flip side of that, you've only been attacked 17 times and you have a 14%, whereas Griswold's been attacked 80 times,
Yeah.
literally 4 times the amount, and his hit percentage is still pretty high. So I don't know. There is something there.
Yeah.
511 damage taken. Let's look at Amrook. 455. So they're pretty close there. That's weird because I have such a low dodge percentage. It must be smaller stuff hitting me, so my average damage taken is lower. Still pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff. Um, let's see, there was one more thing I wanted to look at. I forget. Let's look at Adrin's a little bit. He had the healing stats down here. Uh, 600 healing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
600 healing.
I haven't done healing in what 2 sessions now, 3 sessions now. I think.
You did 5 points of healing this past session.
Oh, that's right. To one
To,
of their guys
to
to Thornton.
reverse a sliced Achilles.
Yeah.
Dang it, Ryan. I mean, it was comical. At the same time, it created so much freaking chaos that I was like, please stop. As soon as it happened, and Grizz won't stand for it, and I'm like, no, just heal him. Stop talking. Like I felt like I was like in between like children. Like I don't know. Uh, any other stats you guys want to look at? I know you guys have had a chance to look at them. More than happy to jump in there, look at anybody in particular. We can look at Call Lightning is Adrin's biggest damage dealer, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird myself looking at that.
Hmm.
But you know what? I know the session I couldn't make.
It did use it
Garrett
too this
used it,
time. Yeah,
and he rolled really good on a couple of attacks. I was like, holy crap! I can never roll that good for that spell for some reason.
yeah. And in fact, he chose not to heal Warwick instead.
I know.
Almost killed Warwick, I swear. Um, with that, I'll go ahead and get mine off the screen because now we are about ready for what do we call it? Siddle's Compendium of Magical Artifacts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. All right.
All right, you're clear.
So, got a few neat ones this evening. The magical randomized Excel sheet has given me a couple of Metatashas, some pretty new ones here.
Ooh, nice.
Um, First on the docket is the Outer Essence Shard. So this is a sorcerer-only item, does require attunement. So this flickering crystal holds the essence of an outer plane. As an action, you can attach the shard to a tiny object, such as a weapon or piece of jewelry, or detach it. It falls off if your attunement to it ends. You can use the shard as a spellcasting focus while you hold or wear it. Roll a d4 and consult the Outer Essence Shard table to determine the shard's essence and property. When you use a meta magic option on a spell while you are holding or wearing the shard, you can use that property. So there's 4 different options here. Rolling the d4: lawful, chaotic, good, or evil. So lawful, you can end one of the following conditions affecting yourself or one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. So charmed, blinded, deafened, frightened, poisoned, or stunned. The chaotic option, if you roll a 2, choose one creature who takes damage from the spell. That target has disadvantages on attack rolls and ability checks made before the start of your next turn. Um, the good option, if you roll a 3, you or one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you gains 3d6 temporary hit points. And the evil option, choose a creature who takes damage from the spell. The target takes an extra 3d6 of necrotic damage.
Whoa.
So that could be some interesting effects if the dice roll. I mean, really, any of those could be good, but
Yeah,
a
yeah.
well-timed, roll of a 4 during a fight could really make a difference.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next one up, the Astromancy Archive, also from Tasha's. This is a rare, wondrous item that is a wizard only and requires attunement. So this brass disc of articulated concentric rings unfolds to an armillary sphere. As a bonus action, you can unfold the sphere, unfold it into the sphere, or back into a disc. When found, it contains the following spells, which are wizard spells, for you while you are attuned to it: augury, divination, find the path, foresight, locate creature, and locate object. It
Hmm.
functions as a spellbook for you with the spells encoded on the rings. While you are holding the archive, you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells. The archive has 3 charges and it regains 1d3 charges, expended charges daily at dawn. You can use the charges in the following ways while holding it. If you spend 1 minute studying the archive, you can expend 1 charge to replace one of your prepared wizard spells with a different spell in the archive. The new
Hmm.
spell must be of the divination school. When a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to expend 1 charge and force the creature to roll a d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty, your choice, to the original roll. You can do this after you see the roll, but before its effects are applied. So that's kind of an interesting one. Basically, extra spells, and I can, occasionally swap out or something as well. And it's essentially a magical sextant to let you cast some nice spells to guide your way.
Yeah, the divinations. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a way to have to not have to make that decision of what spells do I take this level. I just
Yep.
learned
Exactly.
2 new spells this level. Which ones do I take? And this kind of helps you out and say, okay, I can take these because those are on there.
Right.
That's kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
that idea because, I mean, I can only imagine because I haven't played a wizard yet, but I can only imagine that inner turmoil of picking those spells, and not knowing what to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, I think like divination's a third level spell, I want to say. And it's kind of like one of those, well, man, what do I drop? Do I drop Fireball? Do I drop Lightning Bolt? Do I drop Haste just to take the spell? It's.
Divination is 4th level too.
Oh, fourth level.
Makes it even
Yeah.
more.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And what's our last one?
Our last one up is the Eyes of Charming. These crystal lenses fit over the eyes,
Warwick?
so these do require attunement. They're a wondrous item that can be equipped and attuned to by any class. These crystal lenses fit over the eyes. They have three charges. While wearing them, you can expend one charge as an action to cast the Charm Person spell with a DC of 13 on a humanoid within 30 feet of you, provided that you and the target can see each other. The lenses regain all expended charges daily at dawn. I'm just imagining these as like from like old cartoons, the glasses with the spinny spiral whatever face.
Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. I'm just trying to think of in the party how we'd use those. I think Griswold would probably get his hands on them. That's all I know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So we'll talk about one more thing, and then we'll go ahead and close it down. I would feel remiss if we did not talk about Althea's jump from her Griswold actions to her Warwick actions. She was able to in the
Oh,
bar because that
yeah,
I feel like that's the first time we've seen that from Althea. Like, so I
yeah,
give
exactly.
Ashley
No.
props here. Yeah, she was able to jump in there and do a little RP. In fact, taking on that leadership role in the RP to be able to negotiate with these two. She did have Warwick there, but you could see her indecisiveness at first, and then her ability to
Mhm.
just turn it around. And I thought that was pretty cool of her, and I had to give her props.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good call out there.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes some of that RP can be pretty hard, and I know a
Mhm.
lot of times we all kind of sit back a little bit and we let Warwick and Grizz do the talking for us. So it would be interesting to see some of those things change if Althea were to start taking the lead or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just
Yeah,
that was exciting to see Ashley jump in there like that.
definitely.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit more RP myself as well.
Yeah, I feel like you have. I feel like it was a couple sessions ago.
Definitely.
I brought up the fact that you were jumping in there, taking the lead. I think it was
Mhm.
actually when we went back to Xantharl's Keep. You and Grizz were
Yeah.
doing the negotiating. So
Yep.
for sure, I think you've jumped in there as well, and so I'm sure you can speak that some of that is a little harder than you imagine. I don't know. When I thought D&D, I thought just go kill stuff. I didn't think about that aspect of the being able to think on the fly and the improv that you would have to do.
Yeah,
A friend of mine that's just getting into D&D. She made a good point. She's like, when you think about it, the role playing part, the doing damage and rolling dice part. Yeah, that's easy to do, but um, doing role play itself, trying to find a voice and trying to talk, find an accent or whatever. She's like, that is kind of an intimate sort of thing that, you know, if you're with a bunch of people you don't know, you might be a little shy about it or uncertain or whatever. And I never really thought about that until that was mentioned to me. But I definitely think it's a it's something that not only you grow personally, but within a group of people. And I think I'm curious on as we grow as a group on how our role playing abilities change or increase or decrease or what have you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Doing a voice for your character is definitely a vulnerable feeling. Even
Yeah,
if you're not changing your voice as much, it's still a vulnerable feeling. You're
yeah,
probably a
yeah,
little timid with it, but yeah, I
yeah.
agree. And it's very hard to do a Scottish accent with a congested nasal cavity, and that's why I didn't do it this past time. I couldn't give it full justice, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear Siddle's accent. You better get it ready, buddy, because we are going to. You're going to have that white flash, and you're going to be able to have your memories back. So that
Mhm.
accent's got to come with it. I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear the Boston accent.
Oh yeah, getting it ready, man. Don't worry.
All right, all
Ka
right, all right.
ba haba ba haba ka.
The
Hey
Bahaba,
Helen. Hey
the
Helen.
the Boss Quabs.
we're we're gonna we're gonna see Siddle start wearing a Red Sox hat backwards.
All right, with that, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you this weekend. Oh no, we won't. We won't be on this
No,
weekend. We will have a break for the Halloween, and then we will be back the following weekend. We probably won't have Echo Chamber next week either, so we will see you in 2 weeks, I guess. All right, thanks.
peace.